Okay. Hey everybody, it looks like I'm live. Um, ah, Let me make sure. Now I'm upside down. There, there we go. Guaranteed that look on my face will be my screenshot there for, or the freeze frame that the video will put for me. I, I think that they always pick the worst um, shot that they can. Anywho, hi, I'm Chris. I'm coming to you live from Worthington, Minnesota, where it is 59 degrees and sunny, chilly, um, and I have two people who already beat me on the sketch challenge this week, and so I thought I better get my sketch done. And then what happened was, you'll see when I turn the camera, I'll just turn you down, I just got to going great guns, and like I'm trying to cover everything up here. I have already put adhesive on the piece that I have already embossed. So let me start my process from the beginning. Here's the sketch, and I was just coming off of a little getaway. Doug and I went to Las Vegas to see the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, and it was so fun. Anyway, so I'm catching up. And so I had put game on. If you get the sketch done before me, I'll send you a prize. So I have two people who already did it. So here we go. I'm doing the sketch. So let's just set this over here. And I'm using the Lazy Daisy 3D embossing folder. I am using Words of Beauty dies and stamps. I am using, oops, it's empty. I'm using the party banners, these two. Oh my gosh. All right, hold the phone. I've got to turn off my overhead light. Do, 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 do. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. That will help. Okay. So, let's see if anybody's watching. Thank you if you are. While I find it. Oh, I'm not finding it. There it is. Okay. Let's see. Nobody's watching. I'm talking to myself right now. Nothing new. Okay, so, oh, and we're also using these. What's the name of these? Floral something. Extraordinary Florals. And I'm using the washi tape. Here's the washi tape. All right, so I'm getting to the end of my roll. I feel like there are still thousands left. All right, let me set that all aside because I have a lot of it already ready. But if anybody shows up, I'm going to have you help me decide ribbon color. All right. Okay. Let's. We're gonna have that ring in there. There. Okay. So I've embossed this. It's so pretty. You know what I should do? Oh, I should have done that. My friend Fiona did a video today on inking this up and then embossing it and then inking it again. And I should have done that, but I didn't. So anyway. All right, so standard card fold today. Hi, Julie. Thanks for watching. Julie, while you're watching, okay, so this is the, I'm going to have you help me decide ribbon color. These are my ribbon choices. Okay, so this is the washi tape stuck just to white cardstock, 3 1/4 inches wide. And it just makes a nice, like a, there's a shine to it. You know, the texture of washi. And then the next size banner on soft seafoam. So I'm going to glue those together. And like I said, I already did a lot of this pre-work. but you can watch me assemble. I love that these just nest so nicely. No thinking involved. Alright, so I want to put ribbon around this. Look at how sad is this. I am at the end of my strawberry slush ribbon. I loved this color. This was one of my favorites. But the ribbon is retired. Oh, it's too short. It's too short. Okay, I can't use that. So shall I use green, Peaceful Pine? Shall I use Golden Glow? Or shall I use Barely Blush? Those are my ribbon choices. Alright, and then I just realized I didn't get the banner cut. Let's see. I need one more die cut here. Okay, so I'll wait and see if anybody has a suggestion of what color ribbon I should use, and then I will, I guess, choose my ink color. I'll just go ahead and die cut this. Alright, so this is one of the banners out of that that same stamp set where we're going to get the die, the words and the stamp. Oh my gosh, words are hard today. This die is out of the Words of Beauty stamp set. So there's the banner, and I'm going to stamp the word because. No, I'm going to just because. Yeah, I'm going to stamp the word because, but I don't know what color. All right. What color? Anybody got a color? I'm going to go with the green. I think that's pretty. I happen to have a short piece here, so let's see. That'll be plenty long. All right. Peaceful Pine it is. So then let me stamp this also with Peaceful Pine. Everything is in my way right now. Peaceful Pine. These are the new magnetic ink pads, and I'm using the apparatus, I guess, for lack of a better word, from the new stamp positioner. I like using this because, for one, it's nice and big, no ink on my fingers. Let me stamp this on here because I haven't used this stamp yet. Let me do that a couple more times. Sometimes when you first get them, they have a little bit of oils on them. And that was the case right there. All right, here's my tiny little banner. Julie, thank you. Julie approves of the Peaceful Pine ink choice. Happy to make you happy. Happy to make everybody happy today. All right, that's done. So I'm going to wrap this around here, and I'm going to bring in some twine. It's just the right size. So first, let me put a little bit of tear tape on the back just to hold it in place. Let me get it where I want it here, kind of near the bottom-ish. And I'm going to make the edge, it's slick because of that washi tape on there. Okay, that's about where I want it. And I'm going to just take some tear tape on the back just to hold it in place for me. Okay. Now we're going to bring in, done with that, a little bit of linen, and let me snip off a lot. I don't know, I kind of like it loopy and such. And then let me bring in my tweezer, because that is like an extra set of hands. And I'm going to tie this around here. And then I'm going to move my tweezer just to hold that knot. And I'm going to loop it around so that I have a knot. Okay. Sometimes it does take a little bit of patience to play with that thin linen. All right. Once we have the card put together, we'll play a little bit more with this. Okay, so now I'm bringing this in, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this up. Last dimensionals on that sheet. So let's get a new sheet out here. Oh, I need a whole new package. Here we go. New dimensionals. Always fun to finish a whole sheet. We'll bring this back in so you can see what I'm doing. And it covers up that silly light circle. All right. One on each corner, one on each side. I'm going to have to grab my pick tool. And we'll put one right there. All right, take your pick tool. Let's pop these all off. You know, I feel like dimensionals have a nap, like fabric, kind of. If they don't come off one direction, they typically will pop right off the other direction. It's crazy. All right, so let's put this on here, make sure it's the right direction. And about centered, side to side, top to bottom. It's already pretty, huh? All right, I have pre-cut the word just, and I did put adhesive sheet on the back because this is pretty fussy to glue. So now let's just find an end. It's the hardest part. If anybody has a secret for that, let me know. I need my other pick tool. Oh my goodness, it's going to really be fussy. What's going on here? I know I put it on the back, you can see it. Elevator music, elevator music. I can't get it off. Oh my gosh. Only on camera. If I was sitting here all by myself watching the British baking show, this would have come off no problem. I have it started. Oh my gosh, you guys. I should have glued it. Could have had it glued on by now. Do you think I have a bad pack? This is a brand new... What the heck? This is a brand new package of adhesive paper. Ouch. I just opened it. Alright, we're going to glue it on. The very thing I was avoiding doing. Alright, and I just put this on several sheets because this is going to be one of the cards on the buffet. May have to rethink that. Alright. Let's see if anybody else has chimed in here. I just want it to sit just on, of course now I'm going to have some of this paper that didn't want to come off peeking through. Well, I hope that works because otherwise because it's waxy, I'm kind of afraid the glue isn't going to work on there. Alright, I'm using glue dots on the back of the rest of my sentiment because this is going to be stuck on top of the ribbon. So I don't want, okay, now I lost myself on Facebook. Whoops. Whoops, sorry. Did I get kicked out? Oh my goodness, struggles, struggles. There we are. Okay. All right. Julie, it's still just you and me. Okay. I want this just under the word just. Yeah, I'm afraid that that isn't going to stick. I may have to fix that afterwards. Yeah, because the washi tape is waxy and the back of the word is waxy. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Okay, now we are going to add some florals. So these are what come out of when you take a full sheet of the washi. This is what it looks like. There's two different, oops, those are both the same. There's two different colors. There's the strawberry slush petal pink version, and then there's the, I don't know, fresh freesia version, and they're both on the same strip, so every other one is a different color. And then you have this die that cuts them all out. And once you've cut this sheet out, you end up with a whole variety of greens and flowers that you can use on your card. So I've picked a couple out here, and we're going to put them onto our card. So we're going to put this one on here like that, and I think I need a small one now. We're going to put a smaller one. We'll put 2 dimensionals on that, and we're going to put this one up in the top corner. And then we're going to add a flower on top of that. I'm going to put the dimensional off to the edge because I want this to overlap that a little bit. There we have it. Now, is it sticking? Maybe it's sticking now. Let me find some jewels to use for the, I have right here, I have the dot to the J, but I don't think it's going to show up on there. And in hindsight, I maybe should have used a darker color for that. But let's find a jewel to put on there to dot that I. How about just a good old-fashioned rhinestone? We forget about the traditional rhinestones, don't we? All right, and there happens to be some little ones here. So let's put that there. Oh, that's pretty. And then let's add a couple more just for some quiet little detail. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I always do this. I drive it all over the place. All right, let's put a couple down here. And let's put one up there. Okay. And as always, a mess of stuff here, including, who would have figured I would still end up with the dot to the J, to the just word. If I would have wanted to keep track of that, it would have been missing long ago. All right, let's finish the ribbon. I'm going to make a bow now. And I'm going to leave it kind of loopy. And I'm going to step back and notice that it's, the word because is crooked. Darn. But it's on that ribbon. So I bet we can straighten that up. I just did. Nice. All right, so here's my sketch. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Here's my sketch. Oh, it's kind of ish like the sketch. I really pushed it this week, didn't I? But that's okay. Maybe you will all do better at following the sketch. I always say it's a suggestion. I started with thinking I needed something like a big rectangle in the middle, and then I guess things just went from there. So, if you are watching live, the circle is red, or the word is red on the top of the screen. If you are watching the replay, there will be no red live logo, but it's all the same. If you're watching live or the replay, let me know what you think. Let me know what I could have done differently. Let me know if you like Julie and Mai's decision to use green ribbon, or if you think it should have been strawberry slush, which I don't have any more of. And also let me know what you think about this little technique here, where instead of tying a bow, you just tie it off with the linen thread. So now is your chance to join the Tuesday sketch challenge. Like I said, Tuesday is over, but I am playing catch up. Hey Angie, thanks for joining me. How are you? I bet you're having nice weather down there in sunny, hot Arizona. All right, I'm going to not take up any more of your time. I will post a picture of mine underneath the challenge, and then I look forward to seeing yours. I will draw next Tuesday for no, my challenge this week was to beat me. So I already have 2 prize winners for this week, but I still would love for you all to share your version. That's it for now. And, okay, Julie likes the ribbon technique. Yeah, I forget to use it too, but today for some reason, I think it's because I thought when I pulled out my ribbon that piece of strawberry slush was going to be just the size that I needed. And Angie said the weather's getting there, getting hot in Arizona. So anyway, are either of you guys doing the card a day in May challenge? This was my card for card a day. It's a clear card. So if you want to see how we did that, it's posted on the card a day in May. All right. Thanks, friends. See you soon.